Okay, so I wanted to make this video because my neighbor across the street, Cheyenne, is wanting to do some organization and redoing on her house. Well, as you guys have known, this is the third house that I have been um, kind of remodeling in the last God knows how many years. Um, The first one was our house in Missouri that we lived in. Then it was the project house. And now it is this house. And so it would have been best if I had a binder, but all of my binders are packed up. Okay, so I do the notebook method, and I'm taking you into the spare room, even though this is kind of a sneak peek. One of the things that I do is I start out, and I wished it could have been a binder, but as I said, my binder is packed up. So, flip this thing around. There we go. Okay, so I get a notebook and I just label it so I know what it is. Okay. Now, when you open it up, I started at one end of the house, and at the top of each page, I started walking through the house and just writing down the name of each room. So I sat in that room and I just started writing down every single thing that needed to be done or fixed or whatever in that room. Okay. This will be my office. Okay. Now, I am a Pinterest junkie. And so my new herbal shelves, I'm going to have Jeff make me little closet type things like this. Instead of that huge wall that I had behind me at the house in Missouri, I'm going to have him make me some pullouts. And of course, I'll have edges on them, so the glass can't come sliding out. But this is one of the things I'm going to have him do in my office. Okay. Now, you got the office bathroom because there's a small bathroom in there. I did the same. There's a storage room also in there. Did the same. Okay, now laundry room. This is as you're walking into the main house from what will be my office. Okay, and I am going to try to get it to look as similar to that as possible. Okay. Mainly because of these cabinets up here. I'm going to have those on the cabinet doors, or try to. I probably won't be able to do that or this shelf because of how mine are, but I've already got a rug there. It's just mine are red. My washer and dryer are red, and they sit up on the bases. They're front loaders. And so, yeah, I won't be able to do this, but I really want to make sure I do these X's on those cabinets that are above my washer and dryer. So I am going to try to do that as much as possible. You guys will see all that when I eventually get there. Okay, as I said, that's the laundry room. Okay, now this is my kitchen. Okay, this is everything that I'm going to do in the kitchen. Make sure you count in each room, you count outlets and stuff so you know how many outlet covers to replace and whatnot. Okay, as I said, I'm a Pinterest junkie, so I want to do a coffee bar type thing. And there is a little shelf that we're going to take out, and we found some white rough hone shiplap at Lowe's, and we're going to do that where that the trash can and the cast iron. I might hang on my cast iron, and then painted, or not painted, but hello, hamster dog. Q-Zebs, you've got the wrong channel, buddy. Okay, this is the colors of my kitchen. Okay, walls, upper cabinets, lower cabinets. Okay. I ignored his call. I will send him a message. Okay, dining room, same way. And everything that I get done, I mark out. And so, that's the family room. Now, when I buy the item, but it is not hung or put up yet, I put a little star next to it so I know that I've got that item. Okay, this is going to be the foyer. Let me check and see what Jeffrey wanted real quick. Okay, sorry. Jeffrey called in. Okay, sorry. Jeffrey called in, and so that kind of, I had to figure out how to get back to the live. So anyway, okay, this is going to be the foyer. Things that are already done have been marked out. And I don't know how I'm going to do it because I've got double doors, okay? But I really like this table and then the baskets and the flowers and the wreath. And so I'm going to try to do something with my foyer to get it to look similar to this. Not exactly, but similar. And so, as I said, this would be a lot easier with a notebook. Okay, now, my hallway is actually going to be the next room that Jeff and I start on. So, I do have the new light fixture. The walls have been painted gray. I got to touch up in a couple of spots because it's kind of a weak paint. But the light gray that is called sheer light, and then ultra white is just for the trim and doors, okay? But I've already got a rug, and I've already got the lights, and so I got to just do this. I found this on like, oh, those Facebook videos that when you're scrolling and stuff, and it shows you how to do stuff. Well, anyway, I saved that video and then I went through and I wrote down her instructions. So, but my hallway will look something similar to that when I'm done, I hope. Now, this is the spare bedroom. This is the room that I'm sitting in right now. As you can see, there's going to be some stuff that it's going to be a long time until we're able to do. But I wrote it down anyway because it's going to need done. Because some of the windows, or maybe it's the door, go on teddy bear, has some rotten wood around it. So of course all that's going to have to be replaced. I primed the closet yesterday, and believe me, this room was a bright pink. When if you subscribe to me on Facebook, or under Wendy Penrod, if you're a friend of mine, you will see the before and afters. But I've got the closet primed, and I am working on priming the doors now in our bedroom. You know, I measured the inside of the windows for the mini blinds, and I got new mini blinds up. Well, Jeff put them up, but I had to wash the windows, so I put the mini blinds up. And then he's working on the closet light fixture. That is the old one, and he's actually at Lowe's right now getting stuff for the new one. Okay, now, this was Hunter's room, okay? This is the Minecraft sky blue that I used. And then, if you guys have seen the pictures, I did these colors for a Minecraft tree in the corner of his room. Again, new windows and replace wood outside. That's something that's going to be a little while until we get to. I did get 2 new window latches, so he doesn't have those old looking bronze ones that have changed color or what. So there's that. And then we still have to do a new closet light in his room. I've got the light, got it yesterday, so we'll get that put up, and then his room will be finished except for replacing the windows eventually. Now, the main bathroom, which is right outside of Hunter's room, I'm still thinking about a gut job on it. I don't know yet. We'll have to see, okay? Master bedroom. Whew. The walls are already painted gray. Mind you, I've got to touch up some of the... okay, I did get the doors painted. I still have to paint the insides of the closets. That has been replaced. I still have to get the vents. Jeff may have replaced some of those already. We have the ceiling fan. So, see the star. So we have the ceiling fan. I just have to... all except for the bathroom door is done. That's another page. So anyway, I've got to paint the insides of the closets. Right now, until we can afford to get new windows, it's just going to be on the list. The vents are all in off-white, and they've got like a little bit of mildew and stuff on them, so I'm just totally replacing the vents and then vacuuming them out, which I haven't measured, but so far all the ones have been 18 inches, so more than likely that will be an 18-inch also. I will measure that once I start in on that room. Still got to paint all the trim white. Well, another thing that we have been doing that I have not put on the list is, do you notice there's no popcorn? We've been taking down the popcorn ceiling. And so I have been removing the popcorn ceiling in all the rooms that I'm doing. So that is probably something that I will be adding to all of the rooms. Yeah, I know my writing's not the best. Change out closet light fixtures. I pretty much want to, change everything in the house, especially electrical, because when this house was first built, it was 1967. And so a lot of this stuff uses high wattage, right? And so I am trying to change out anything and everything that has to do with electrical in the hopes of lowering our bill, okay? The bill that we got in February was $900. No joke. We just got our March bill, and it's a little over $600. And so, yeah. I'm not used to paying those types of bills. You know, I mean, when we lived in Missouri, for the electric, it ran, you know, on the months that we didn't have windows open and everything, okay, our electric bill ran $250 to $350. That also would include the electricity to the chicken coop, the electricity to the stock tank, you know, yeah. So that, you know, included electricity for everything. In Kinston, everything is combined into one. Okay, you literally get one bill for your electric, water, and trash. One bill. And so our trash was $125 for 3 months in Missouri. And then our water bill always ran somewhere around 40 to 50 bucks. Okay. Except for the time that we had the swimming pool. That was, yeah. Anyway, you guys know. So that's going to be stuff, and I'm sure I will add stuff to this. Okay. Now, the master bath, I had originally planned on doing a gut job. But that shower in there, as Jeff and I get older, it is a stand-up shower with sliding doors. And I'm sitting there thinking, there's going to come a time where it's going to be extremely difficult, possibly, for us to get in and out of the bathtub, especially me with my knees. And I started thinking about my friend Stacy before she died, how when she was living with us, that it was all I could do to get her in and out of the bathtub. There was one time I could not get her out. Jeff was gone, couldn't get a hold of him, and I had to call the neighbor to come down and help me lift her up and get her out of the bathtub. And so I'm sitting there thinking now, you add a shower chair in there for when we get older, and we won't have to worry about lifting our legs to get out of a shower or anything like that. So it's just that freaking green, that mint green. Believe me, this green, no, it's totally different. Trust me, it's totally different. Now, I've started a little bit on the outside of the house of things that I know need done. Like, right now, the people before us ran the dryer vent underneath the house. So right now, the dryer is being vented underneath the house and not outside like it should be. So I wrote down dryer vent. One of the chimneys or something is missing a cap, so I wrote down that. Jeff already cleaned the gutters and put, I don't know, he done something. And then, of course, I have down replace wood in around all the windows because I have that in there. So that's what I have so far just on the outside of the house. But, it's nothing to just do something like this. Tape your paint colors inside there. Or if you are lucky enough to get a notebook that has, the slot in the front of it, you can throw all your paint colors and stuff in there, But in a way, this is what I did. That a way I can do one room at a time and just mark off everything that I am doing in that room. And if I buy something for another room, I can put a star beside it to show that I have bought it. Then when it's done, mark it out completely. And so, in a way, that is my notebook. All you have to do is sit down in the middle of the room and just look. Okay, is the room currently full of your crap? Well, one of the first things you're going to have to do is empty out the room. So you want to put down, this is to help with also, let me turn you back around to me. Overwhelming. Because that is one of the things I struggle with is anxiety and being overwhelmed. And so for me, this is easy. I know what needs done, and as I get it done, I can mark it off. And at any point in time that I see or think of something like, oh yeah, I need to do that, I can write it down. And when it gets done, mark it off. But this way you can work on one room at a time, which is what I am doing because I do suffer from anxiety and anxiety attacks, and I get overwhelmed really easy. And so this helps me keep track of what I need to do, what I want to do. And the pictures
are more of what I hope to do. And so, except for my hallway, that's getting done. The hallway and the foyer are getting done with that wainscoting or whatever it's called. I don't know if that's what it's called or not, but I'm doing that. I'm doing that in the hallway and the foyer 100%. No ifs, ands, or buts. Oh, and the kitchen, the cast iron wall. That is 100% getting done, but I am using a rough hone shiplap that's kind of been whitewashed. It's really pretty. Jeff showed me at Lowe's yesterday, and I was like, yep, that's the one we'll go with. Because I think the cast iron would look really good against that. But so anyway, right now you're getting a sneak peek at the spare bedroom. Um, it was pink. No joke. No ifs, ands, or buts. It was pink. Everything. Trim, windows, walls. The walls were a light pink wallpaper that my daughter and her friends were lucky, that I was lucky enough that they peeled off when we went back to Missouri to get some of our stuff. Um, but all the trim was not a wallpaper. It was pink. I can, I don't know if you can really tell real good on that board or not, but this is a board that was a shelf, and there you go. There's some of the pink. Um, pink, 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 pink. So yeah, it was pink, pink, and you always hear people saying about how some of the times, the kills don't work. And so I kept thinking that the kills wasn't going to work. And so I gave these windows 3 coats of paint. And I was like, this ain't working. It's still showing through. It was driving me nuts. So, well, now I see where I have to cover up some green. See, splattered. Oh, this is another thing I do. Mind you, let me get my tape. Okay, so when I am working on a room or just about finished with a room and I see a small spot or something that needs to be touched up or repaired, I take a piece of the blue painter's tape and I stick it on the wall. This way I know, because when I walk in this room, what's going to be the first thing that sticks out? What is that dark spot over there? Oh, right, that's painter's tape. Oh, there's a mark on the wall. Okay, I need to cover that up. See, look at my hallway wall. Right here, that's 2 light spots. There's a scratch on the wall down there. There's a scratch on the wall there. And so this painter's tape is telling me that, I've got stuff, that I've got to retouch up out here. Mind you, this is going to be removed. The hole will be patched. So yeah, I'll just touch that up when we paint that. So also, I think of safety when I do stuff. These mini blinds are just pull up and pull down. There's no strings, so I don't have to worry about grandkids or animals or anything, getting hung. There's a smoke detector. There's the ADT Windows glass break thing. All the outlets and everything have been replaced. That way Jeff can see also what is behind the outlets. Is there a wire that has come loose? He'll be able to see all that. So that's another reason I go about replacing all the outlets, because if there is something like that, then Jeff can, tighten it up, and so we don't have to worry about risk of fire at some point in time. And so, but that's my organization method. And it may seem overwhelming, trust me.
Oh God, blue. Ugh. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm still contemplating gut job. This blue tile is just freaking driving me bonkers. I mean, mind you, that's going to be an expensive job, and I don't even know. But anyway, I know you guys have already seen this. I've been buying up crap left and right. Disregard some of what you see. God, I love those things. But anyway, that's the rug that I got for the hallway. That's the rug I got for our room. Here is first coat of primer on that hall closet door. I'm thinking I'm probably going to need another coat of primer because that pink in some areas is really showing through. So, but this is one I have not painted yet. Okay, I'm going to lay you down for a second. I'm going to open this because the back has not been painted. And you guys can see the beautiful bright pink I was having to work with. Yay! Okay. I don't know if you can see that. It's actually brighter than it's showing up on here. I don't know why, but it looks light via camera, but trust me, that is not light. It's actually darker than what you're seeing. So, yeah, that's gonna pain. Oh, Jeff and I's bathroom. Okay, so this mint green. I mean, we're talking the sink is a light green. The toilet is a light green. The toilet seat. But see this shower? I think I want to keep that. I need to find out if, I don't know, maybe reglaze. I don't know. I've never done that. Everything I'm doing is stuff that I have done in the past. I know how to do. Luckily, popcorn's already coming off in here, so hopefully it'll peel off easy. We'll see. Man, it is overwhelming. No joke. I mean, seriously, it is. But when you work on just one room at a time, getting everything done in one room at a time, it's not quite so overwhelming. So, but ADT. No, you're not going outside. Okay, so for all of my Missouri friends, it is 81 degrees down here in Kinston, North Carolina. So we have been doing some work on the property. We still have a lot of work to go. A lot of overgrowth. I did get my cactuses planted. I want to show you guys my cactuses. Okay, so there's a big story that goes along with my cactuses. As you guys know, our old neighbors, Joyce and Cooley and Chuck, well, Chuck had an aunt that was moving from Arizona to, I want to say Georgia, but I'm not certain. Okay, and she had all sorts of cactuses. And so he dug them up and brought them to me because he knows that I pretty much grow anything and everything, whereas I'm sure most of you know as well. And so this is what I did with my cactuses. And what I was thinking was in the winter, when it does get cold, I can take some plumbing pipe and bend it and make an arch and cover it with plastic. And the heat from the sun hitting the bricks will kind of warm it up underneath the plastic a little bit, and it will help keep my cactuses nice and hopefully surviving through the winter. That is probably not going to be the permanent place of the baby garden, but it's just where I put it for now. As you can see, they used to have an edger of bricks around here.
So I've got a lot of bricks to dig up because they're pretty much already covered and you can't really see most of them in a way. So I'm going to dig up all of those. I'm hearing a bee. Where are you? Stay away from me. We've got to clean up that pile because I'm guessing at some point in time they had a tree that may have fallen or something. So we're going to have to, we'll clean up that pile, plop down a little bit of grass seed, call it done. One thing that we are not used to is, let's see if I can stir the little fuckers up. But anyway, this is supposed to be an anthill. I'm not seeing them. The pile has been getting bigger, so I know they're there. But I don't know, maybe it's supposed to rain or something and they know that. I don't know. But anyway, I keep waiting for them. Ah, see? There's one. He just went down there. So yeah, this is red ants. We did not have red ants where we lived in Missouri. So yes, I know the things bite. That's why I am trying to... Oh, there's one. Did you see that? So yeah, but you know, I have told Jeff, I was like, you know, people can make hundreds of dollars by melting aluminum and then pouring it down into these things. Never done it. Be worth a try. Everything down here is so new, okay? We have no idea what any of this stuff is, but these things have already bloomed once and they had the most beautiful flowers. See, look at that. Isn't that pretty? I got a whole bunch of little birds above me. I mean, like, the whole tree is just... Look at that. I don't even know what they are. I can't tell. They won't sit still long enough for me to get a good look at one of them. They're just hopping all... Oh. Is that a finch? A little yellow finch? Huh. I'll be darned. Anyway. So, that one also has pretty flowers. These two are dead. I'll have to cut these out. Let's see, which one? This one here is the star magnolia. So, he will not be cutting it out. This one here, I have no idea what it is. No idea. Okay? But it has these little pods that have some type of a... I don't know what those are. But anyway, I don't want it cut down until I find out what it is. Because, I mean, if it's a medicinal or something like that, then of course I want to keep it. I think he said more than likely when the city comes through, they're probably going to remove these trees here. Because the city has been coming through and clearing up lines and stuff. And, well, as you can see, there's lines that run right through those trees. So the city will more than likely cut those down. I really don't care. It don't really bother me, none. We've got several trees like this. They're kind of barkless. I mean, it is so weird. Yeah, I have no idea what these are. But yeah, they're barkless. And so, leaving that. This is the front of our house. Jeff has already gotten up there and cleaned off the roof because when we moved in, those valleys were covered in pine needles. And then he's already weed eated and done his best to straighten up all of that.
think we've got some wisteria growing in front of the house. I don't know. It would be cool if it was. But again, this is another one of those weird barkless type trees. I mean, it is so bizarre. It's like it has bark, but it sits there and peels off. So again, this is something I've got to learn about, because moving down here, there is so much down here that is not the same as where I'm from. I recognize that. That's a dandelion. You know, we've got wild chives. I've seen henbit. But yeah, there's a lot down here I've got to learn about. And I don't know what this tree is, but I love it. It is beautiful. I mean, it's spring and it's got red leaves. It's like a fall tree. And if you guys don't know me, my favorite season is fall. And so I absolutely love this tree. Okay, now, this is where it gets tricky, okay? Because our property line is somewhere around in here and kind of goes at an angle and back. Of this. Wild wisteria is growing like crazy down here. It's a beautiful purple. Absolutely love it. But it's just, yeah, this can't happen. I mean, look at the vines and stuff. It's killing these trees. We don't need one of these trees killed and end up falling on our house. It's insured, but that would still suck. But I mean, look at all of this. Oh, I just walked through a spider web. You know, we've got a lot that needs to be cleaned up. See, look at all this wisteria. Look at the vines going up the trees. Look at the widowmakers hanging from those vines. Do you see it? You can't miss it. That come down and hit somebody in the head. Oh my gosh. So yeah, all of this we've got to remove and clean up. This is the other side of the house. Jeff has already cleaned it up. See, there's so much over here, and it's getting ready to bloom out, and I don't know what it is. You know, I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, bright pink. Look at this. It's like, what the heck is it? You know? So I've got to learn, because some of this stuff I don't want to cut out until I know for sure what it is. This here I did cut out and clean up. I do not know what this tree is, but when I was cutting it, it kind of smelled like eugenol. Oh, this is new. Look at this. My guess is this was planted here. Huh. Okay. So, we've been cleaning up this area. All of this was covered. So we've been working on cleaning up this. We still have to remove some of the vines. We've cut them, so they're not alive. Well, this one might be. No, it's not. This is, and we got so lucky with this, but you recognize those leaves? This is a fig tree. I have got a fig tree. Is that not freaking cool? So yeah. Okay, a couple of other trees that Jeff is not allowed to touch is the tulip magnolias. There's this one here and that one right there. Jeff's not allowed to touch those. Those are tulip magnolias, and they are freaking gorgeous. But he is wanting to build a lean-to on one side of the shed and a something or other on the other side of the shed. And I told him, I was like, hey, well, it's fine and dandy, go ahead. But you're not cutting down my, see? Okay, look. Look at these. Look. Are those not gorgeous? Speaking of the devil, Jeffrey's home. My daughter Caitlin hooked me up with this Life 360 app that is so her and I can kind of keep an eye on each other. And so, yeah. Let's see. I was trying to, but yeah, as I said, there's still so much to clean. But see those trees and the orange or the red flowers? I mean, there's so many. It's so pretty. I mean, it is gorgeous. But see, here's the bricks. Our property line runs to that ditch. So we have got so much cleanup. I mean, it is insane. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way out of this little situation. Okay. I've got holly that grows here. Forsythia grows like mad. Magnolia. But we got to get all this cleaned up. We got the playhouse moved and it's in its final position. We've still got to get all of this cleaned up. I do have some wild violets. Not as many as I had back in Missouri, so I'm not thinking that a wild violet jam or jelly, is any time in the future. We're thinking this might be a cherry tree, but we're not certain. It had beautiful white flowers on it. We'll just have to see what happens. That's the joys of moving into a new place, right? But we have to clean up all of that. Those flowers are bloomed out, so now I can kind of see what is those beautiful pink things on the other side of the property. Oh, need to check for buzzards. Okay, so yeah, we have buzzards that roost in our yard every night, and oh my, look at that. What is this? That is freaking gorgeous. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. So we don't want to cut down all of that big bush over there, and maybe not all of this big bush back here, because it's beautiful. But maybe trim it up, shape it up or something to where it's not quite so everywhere. We'll have to clean up that mound because the cedar tree fell and was leaning in those trees. Jeff did get that cut down and cut up. There again, another one of those weird barkless trees. Oh my goodness, look at those. If anybody knows what the heck those are, please let me know. Oh, wow. Look at these. Red. And then those are purple. Wow. Back to purple. So we've got purple, red, purple. But, see, those bricks back there, where are they? Kind of in there somewhere. That's our property line. So we've got a lot to clean up still. We've been trying. It's just, we moved here, middle of January, and so being outside and actually being able to work on stuff outside has been, I think this is a holly. Look at the way those leaves are shaped and the stickers on them. That's got to be a holly. Every time I'm working, I get poked with those darn things. OMG, look at that. Ah! Look. See, another thing about taking this video is once these flowers are gone, I can rewatch this video and be like, oh yeah, I don't want to cut that one down. Oh, That is multiflora rose, I think. I'm not certain. I don't know. That is not. What the heck is that? That's a new one. It's beautiful. We did have a dead tree growing up in the middle of whatever that bush is, so Jeff did cut it down. Speaking of the devil, there he is. Hi, baby. Say hi. You're on live.
On live?
Yeah.
No kissing, no. Are you showing them the flora and fauna?
Yes, I'm showing them everything. I mean, it is insane.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Did you see those vines? They're just turning
hi, Ralph. How are you doing, darling? Yes, I seen those vines, baby. Oh, yeah, this is nuts, Ralph. I mean, it's just trying to, yeah, I've got a lot of learning to do. You know, I grew up in Missouri, and so I grew up knowing things. You know, people would say, oh, well, that's such and such. And okay, it just stick to your mind. You know, oh, yeah, hickory tree, no big deal. Oh, walnut tree, no big deal. Oak tree, okay. Maple tree, okay. And now I'm sitting here going, holy crap, what the heck have I gotten myself into? Yeah. Lots of daffodils growing in the yard. Lots of cleaver, which I know is a good thing. So cleaver is, you know, a must keep. Yeah, we got lots of holly. I've got a magnolia tree. Actually, I've got 3, but they're different kinds. I've got a star magnolia, tulip magnolia, and a regular magnolia. And I don't have to worry about not doing without pine needles for the rest of my life. So, anyway, back of the house. We're going to put a little porch type thingy there. Kitchen window, kitchen door. So, but yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. Oh, the spring color should really start popping here in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, I mean, it is just, we've already had the star magnolias.
You've got pigs on the tree. They're already starting to get pigs.
Well, that's good. You know, the star magnolia has already bloomed and gone. The forsythia has already bloomed and gone. The tulip magnolia has already bloomed and gone. But now I've got all this other stuff blooming, and it's just, holy cow, you know? So, yeah, I want to make sure I don't cut that stuff down. And so, that's where we are. So I know my live has been kind of going in and out, so I honestly don't know how many lives this is going to say I've done. But, yeah. Anyway, everybody, I hope you have a great day. And I have got to get back to work. I've got to put a second coat of Kills on that door. So, my guard dogs. I don't know if you can see them or not. And that's the puppy. So everybody have a very good day. Hi, babies. And I will message and talk to you guys as soon as I can. Sorry. Okay, Kelly. You too, Ralph. You take care, darling. Message me or call me, whatever you need to do. I think you've got my phone numbers and stuff, so. One room at a time. Bugs. Anyway, you guys take care. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, dog.